Hello and welcome to another Retro Garage vlog. We are here in the Audi S6 with a lot of misery. And the king of misery himself.
How are you?
Mr. James O'Connor.
The king of misery.
With his most ambitious project to date. There's something more ambitious coming. This here is a 3-rotor 20B inside in an RX7. Took you a little while to build?
Yeah. We had it, bought it, built from someone, and then turned out it was built in the UK with hammers and chewing gum, and it didn't work and it blew up. And then we went kind of nuts. We redid everything, turbo, strengthened it, studded it, and we're expecting about 600 on a daily 1 bar. Should be nuts.
I know you're going to say what the mad map is, but
yeah.
600 on the sensible daily map.
That's just to go to the shops, yeah.
Which, judging by your TikTok, you do a lot.
I do.
You pop down to the shops a lot in it. What's the plan then, long term?
Long term with this, I think keep it reliable. We'll obviously do a fast map and maybe do some track days, maybe runway club and stuff. But like the turbo, when I got the turbo, I had aimed to get one that could support maybe 900 to 1,000 on high boost. But I think we leave it at 6 on low boost and save the high boost for some events and stuff. But just running fuel, no meth, yeah, should be a fun car. Just
look at the size of that car, turbo. Some of the times, some of this stuff goes way over my head. James is explaining stuff about rotaries to me, and most of it went pretty much over my head because, 5 cylinders is my cup of tea. The size of that turbo, and also the turbo is basically the same size as the engine almost by the looks of it.
Well, this is the engine, and these are all ancillaries basically stuck on. So if you look at it, this is 1 housing, 2 housing, 3 housing. So this is where the power is made, and the rest of it's just added on. So the turbo basically is the size of the engine. Yeah.
We were just talking to Adam from the oil store, and he was saying that your regulars.
Yeah.
Pretty much regulars below.
Yeah, it's the only place, and he actually got a very specific oil for another project we're doing. It's a LeMans oil that a Mazda might have used in LeMans in 1991. Very rare, very hard to get, but he got it for us. He's a good guy.
Very, very cool. What's the next project? Or do you want to talk about it, or can we? This as a hint of what the next project is?
Yeah, there's a hint. Just basically add another.
More of this.
More of that.
More of this.
Yeah. Plus another one rotor, I think.
3-rotor would have come out of a Cosmo.
Cosmo, Eunos 20B Cosmo, yeah. A lot of them got kind of chopped up to get that engine. You can make a shorty. Anthony here at Shadow can do you an engine that doesn't have this fat plate. So that's basically the difference between a short 20B and a regular 20B is this big plate from factory. So that's how you know that's one that came from a Cosmo, because it still has the fat plate. But you can actually make one, there's a guy in New Zealand that will machine you a shorter shaft, and you can just use 13B parts and have a 20B. We're
going to run out of time because you need to, well, it's a Sunday, you're not working today. You're going to have to go home for your dinner.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to have to go home for your dinner. So, will we take a look around the back?
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce yourself while we're here as to what you do on TikTok, what you talk about?
I talk mainly about misery, but it is a joke because we love rotaries here. So Anthony runs Shadow Rotary, and I kind of come in and torment him a lot. Yeah, it's mostly RX7s and Japanese stuff that we play with.
And we're going to be seeing a little bit of that today.
A lot of that today.
A lot of that,
yeah.
Okay.
You wouldn't know what would be here on a given day. Like Graham could be doing £1 million Bentley or Rolls Royce. He's very good at setting up rally cars. He's actually a great rally driver as well. But like anything could be in this yard, just random. You'll see.
I'll see. Right, we'll start it off with RX8. Oh, hello there. Oh, that looks like a old B2 Audi 80 or Audi 90. RX8. Ooh, that's yours?
No, that's not my one. No, that's a guy from down Kilkenny direction owns that one.
Very cool.
It's nice. It's half bridged. Yeah, it's cool.
Very cool.
Oh yeah. FB.
Yes.
FB or SA22C, depending on the year. Yeah. There's an FC back there. There's a little drift car. That's a project car coming up.
Okay. RX7.
And that one is getting a half bridge twin turbo with all the goodies and basically staying as close to stock as possible. and that'll be actually going up for sale, I think, in the next month. So.
And is that, you know, the turbo's twin turbo, is that sequential or?
Sequential, yeah. You can run them parallel if you're having issues, but they should come in one after the other. So one comes in and then both come in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be a twin turbo.
Another FB.
Another. That's this. I think these two are basically going to become one. And,
Nice.
There's someone has commissioned a rally car in an FB.
Oh, that is
Very
okay.
cool.
When that happens, please let me know when
I will.
that's happening. Right, more RX7s. I'm guessing
RX7.
RX7.
Yeah, FD. Yeah.
FC that's meant to be done as a drift car, you say?
That's going to be a drift car toy. Yeah.
RX8.
Yes.
Fiesta.
The good old. It's the workhorse. The lunchmobile.
The one car that runs. RX8.
Yeah.
RX8. RX8. Sunbeam Talbot.
Yes.
So Sunbeam Talbot, I'm guessing, is this the rally car he drives? Or
No, I
rallies
think
in?
he's prepping that for someone.
Okay.
He has Peugeot. He has actually a couple of Peugeots that he drives.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's prepping that for someone at the moment.
Very cool.
Yeah. This is another one. Yeah. Another
RX8, GTI.
Savage car, GTI, yeah.
Really? Nice. Maserati. Don't even know what generation Maserati that is.
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
So Graham, that runs the garage here, also has a 206 that he's going rallying in, with a 106 rally car engine going into it.
We have a new ECU as well, a new link going into it.
This is something you don't see every day. A Plymouth Prowler. You said apparently V6?
V6, yeah. So wouldn't be loved in America where it's from, but I think they're cool.
Doesn't have a V8 motor.
No V8. Ain't no V8 net, baby.
These things look mad. They're like, we were just saying, they're almost like a Hot Wheels car come to life. That is insane. You really weren't lying when you said there could be everything here.
Literally anything could be here.
Everything and anything. E92? Nothing wrong with them?
No?
Nothing wrong with Oh, actually. Aside from plastic covers, or are they real?
Nope.
Okay. So much for nothing wrong with E92. 30 no, RCZ. Don't see any actually in this state.
No, I've never seen them. I don't know what happened to that one.
That's a shame.
There.
They're kind of a cool looking car. I don't mind them.
They and apparently they're one of the only other cars with like a double bubble roof. Do you see that shape?
Yeah.
So the RX7 is another car that has the double bubble shape, and it's like an homage to racing for your helmet or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's apparently quite rare.
Very cool. Right, I'm getting distracted by this.
Yeah.
What's the story with this?
I have no idea. I think it is supposed to be getting restored, and I think that might have paused temporarily.
Is it for sale?
Everything's for sale.
A new retro garage project.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be a new retro garage project. Oh, and it's a 5-cylinder.
It's a 5.
You never told me it's a 5-cylinder, and I can tell that. I can tell that because
right
yeah, literally right at the front. Twingo, as I was going to say race car, but it has factory seats. So is it a track car or is it?
It was, and it came with a lot of orange on it when they got it first for some reason. But
Okay.
they got most of that off, and this really weird wide body kit. But it's apparently a little track car, yeah.
Mad little thing. It actually kind of looks cool. I'm guessing that's not functional.
That wasn't done here.
No, Audi 90. Is it a Quattro? It's a Quattro and all.
I don't know.
It's an actual Audi 90 Quattro 5-cylinder.
Oh my god.
You can see it here. If you look in, you can see the dials for turning the diff locks. It has both diff locks.
Oh. Now that I didn't know.
Who's the man to talk to about this?
You came here and you weren't expecting to spend money. Yeah, there you go.
And it's a KY reg.
It's perfect.
That's perfect for me.
It's faded.
I know that. And you have a trailer.
There's a trailer.
And there's a trailer and everything.
Literally waiting to go home with it.
We've probably talked about these before, but they're an RX8. That's an RX8. And what's that?
Oh, I think it's an 8.
An RX8 as well. And another RX8 because why not?
Well, that's a restoration project. Yeah.
That's a very ambitious one.
Yeah.
And now we're also going to get some wraps. So I'll try and record this as best I can. That's class. we've more RX8s, RX7, FB RX7, another RX8. We'll get to that in a second. And another RX8 here as well. This here, I'll let you or let Anthony discuss what this is, because this is really cool.
This is one of the coolest. This is one of my dream cars. I need to have one at some stage, but this is an RX3 Coupe from factory. They either come with a 10A or a 12A two-rotor. A lot of guys in New Zealand and Australia will do a 3-rotor version of it. This one came in from a place in Australia, I think it was West Coast Rotaries, and it was a supercharged. So obviously this has been put out to allow for that, and it was a 13B supercharged lunatic of a car.
13B?
Yeah, two-rotor. So 10A is the early two-rotor,
yeah.
so displacement of about 1000cc.
Yeah.
12A is displacement of around 1200cc, and 13B is 1300cc. So that's how they get the numbers in front of the letters. And then this one had a supercharger sticking up out of the bonnet, and fell in love with it the first time I saw it.
That is cool. You need one.
I need one.
You need one. Don't mind the swords, don't mind the Mark IIs, don't mind any of this. You need one of these.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous.
It's mad to see, like, okay, so this lump here, is this what would be in the likes of your RX7 as well?
Yeah, basically the same sized housings, they're 13B.
Okay. Obviously 13B wouldn't have come in one of these from factory.
No, I don't even think the later ones did. I think these were all 12A.
Okay.
So 13B is the later engine. So they obviously just do it for more power.
Yeah.
And that's what they're looking for with these. This one was supercharged then as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be similar to what's in the RX7 engine. So basically all they did was they kept those housings.
Yeah.
They made some port differences obviously, and then twin turboed the newer 13B.
Ah, mad. Like the look, I've never seen one in person. I've never seen one of these in person. Oh yeah, West Coast Rotaries.
Yeah.
Oh, the tail lights.
Yeah.
These are so cool.
But these at one point I think ended the Skyline's run of victories in Japan. The RX3s did.
Oh really?
So yeah, it's like they kind of have a cult status. They're just so cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah. Even that line, this one always reminds me of like a mini Charger.
Yeah.
That line there at that window,
especially in this purplish colour.
Yeah.
It's like, it is literally just like a mini Charger. RX8s for days. Yeah. FB, I'm guessing that's getting work done on it. A bit of a restoration. Oh, rally car.
That's caged.
Ah, so, yeah. Never even caught that. I saw the toe strap in the back. That's cool. And like actually going back as a historic rally car?
I think so. I think it is, yeah. It's literally not in that long, so I'll just actually find out from Anto what exactly is going on with it, but it's caged there, so it's, I think they do some engine work and some diff work and stuff.
That is cool. It'd be cool to see something like that out in stages, because it's been a long... I've never seen a Rotary on a rally stage. I'm guessing a lot of others haven't either.
There is a family up north. They're really cool guys. They are big rotor heads. They actually have one of these as well, and they have a 4-wheel drive, the running gear out of a Cosworth in an FB with a 12A PP engine in it, and they bring.
I'm guessing that then is on carbs.
That will be on carbs. Yeah.
Very cool.
Lunatic.
Speaking of lunatics, I've never seen this many Doritos.
Yeah. Doritos.
This is mad because. Like the weirdest thing about the Rotaries, and I don't understand much about Rotaries, like obviously we hear all about Bridgeports and all of that, and I'll let you talk about that in 2 seconds because I know I need to let you get back to having your lunch.
Yes.
But you can stack 13Bs.
Yeah.
So these are all the housings, these are the rotor housings that the rotors then sit in.
Similar to a cylinder, yeah.
And basically, rather than a cylinder, and you were explaining earlier that you have the likes of, then you have that centerpiece that kind of holds, let's say, the bearings for the drive shaft? No,
eccentric shaft.
Eccentric shaft.
Yeah.
This is mad. Oh, and here we get a bit of an idea of what that actually looks like inside in the engine.
And the funny thing with them is, like, if you're looking at a piston engine, that 2 of the pistons are in compression phase, 2 are in exhaust, 2 are in intake. This, as it turns, as this rotor sweeps here and your intake is here, this side is already combusted and this side is already exhausted. So literally, it's going in a circular motion, and the back rotor is doing exactly the same. So at all times, they're never idle. There's always a fire, and that's how they run turbos so efficiently, because there's so much exhaust. They spin turbos like crazy.
That is mad. I actually always wonder that, how like something that has, you know, theoretic 1.3 displacement can run such big turbo setups like on your car. What is that?
That is one of 2 4-rotor dry sumps that flew over from New Zealand.
For your car?
For someone's car, yes.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yes,
yes, for someone's car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So this was made by a gentleman named Wade Henshaw, and he's making these for Mazda. So Mazda are commissioning him to build these for their own 4-rotors, and we have 2 of them.
2 of them?
Yeah, we have 2 of them. Because there's 2 people crazy enough to do this here in Ireland. So
I think this goes back to what we talk about so often on like retro garage and stuff, is like when Irish people get passionate about something, do they overdo it?
yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
We're very passionate about very certain things, and I think this Shadow Rotary and what Anto's doing here definitely highlights and showcases that. Can we have a look at these here, because I think that gives one quick understanding of what the likes of what the likes of bridge ports are, if I'm not wrong.
No, bridge ports would be done on, usually you'll have, it's like a little cut that goes here above your port, and it just allows more air get in to the engine, and it causes an overlap, and then as the rotors turn and they're pulling in your air and fuel, the overlap sound is basically the brap. So when you cut it here, you get a brap, but the likes of street cars and stock cars sometimes will only go with a street port, because the brap, the bridge, it's very aggressive.
It's like cams almost in like a normal car.
So it'd be like just flowing your head would be a street port, so there'd be no cut here, there'd be no bridge port, and then cams would be a bridge port, so it's extra air and fuel, and fuel economy goes out the window basically.
I don't think you care about that, do you?
No, not at all.
No. But yeah, this is mad. I'm guessing these are all sections of like how, you know, let's say end pieces for engines.
Yes, so you front covers and then rear plates, middle plates, front plates, and then that all gets sandwiched in with the 2 housings that we saw. Yeah. And then the rotor faces run along this on the side seals. So as the rotor turns, it's rubbing this. So
does a rotary then, let's say if the Dorito, for want of a better word, sits here, do you have the same ports on the opposite side as well?
You'll have, on each housing has its own port, so each housing is like a cylinder.
Okay, yeah. So intake is here, let's say, exhaust.
Intake and exhaust. And on the RX8 they have got the exhaust on the plate, which is really unusual.
Okay.
But it was their highest powered rotor that they ever built. So basically it was supposed to be 230 horsepower from factory, but it was the highest power they'd ever made, and they used a side port to get the exhaust out. Whereas normally it would come out the housing.
Okay. And in terms of like, do they all run basically those style of throttle bodies, or?
Yeah, well this would be for the older ones. They'll just have like a cable pulled throttle. So the RX7 can do that, but the RX8 is on drive-by-wire.
Very
so
cool.
It's an electronic throttle.
This is mad. I am learning so much right now. Yeah, this is madness.
Yeah, and here's one of your. This is your eccentric shaft. So
you have a lovely shaft.
Thank you, sir.
I'm definitely putting that out. That is mad. Never knew that's what that looked like.
Yeah. And the 4 rotors are basically, the 4 is double that, but it's in 3 pieces.
Yeah.
And we don't have them here. They're off in England getting machined
for
balanced
for a special someone's project. We can't reveal who that is yet. No, ever.
No. This was supposed to go on the 20B, but I didn't get it done in time. But
why do I get the feeling you live here? I know you don't work here, but I feel like you never leave.
No, I leave.
Anto, is he paying rent?
Sure, at this stage, but he's a good friend. He's more than welcome to
live here.
Rent free. My bed's up there. Don't show that on camera. I live there.
It's actually up in there. You have a lovely race car bed.
Thank you. It's cool.
2 spark plugs.
Yeah, leader and trailer. Kind of reminds me of isn't it the T-Spark and the Alpha do something similar? Yeah. It's leading and trailing. I think it's just for an efficient burn.
Okay,
of the
okay.
fuel. The LeMans 4-rotor had 3 spark plugs.
Right. Anything else that we should keep an eye out for, or that you want to mention?
I'll just keep an eye on what's coming out of here, because I think at this moment, obviously this side of the pond, it's the only garage that I know that's building 2 4-rotors at one time, and basically dealing in 3 and 4 3-rotors at a time in the shop and all of this madness. So.
And I suppose
Quite cool.
if he's up for it, we better introduce the wizard himself.
I think you should introduce the wizard, yeah.
Do you want to introduce yourself? I know we're keeping you from your work.
Been James Happy for
Yeah.
about 10 years. Here in this place about 2 years, and hundreds of engines I say built over the last.
So possibly single-handedly the man keeping rotaries alive in Ireland.
One of a few. Do what I can where I can and try to keep everyone happy.
So what was your first rotary?
RX7.
Proper high power?
Oh yeah.
Nice. And then you just kind of had to kind of learn how to work on them yourself?
No one here to build it that I knew of. So yeah, you learn by doing.
Nice. And you've acquired someone that now never leaves your workshop?
My good friend.
In playing with toys all the time, it's a dream life though. Like, it's just cool. You get to just,
If you could do it for free,
yeah.
to do this for free, you would. You know, it's just it's an out of control hobby that you try to cover bills with.
Antos, thank you so much for letting us have a look around here. It is brilliant to see people keeping rotaries and, you know, unique engines alive in Ireland. Where can people find you to find out more?
Instagram and Facebook is primarily where we are for now. We might start a TikTok at some stage if we ever get time or get more people on board. Maybe good old James can help.
If someone does want to get a rotary, should they go for it? What should they look out for?
Probably the first thing is obviously engine history, you know, service history. Compression test helps, but it's not the end all and be all. In regards to stepping into it, it's probably best off getting one that you know has been built or has a bit of work or has been loved by an enthusiast. You know, you get a cheap one if you can find them nowadays, and you get it built and you start from day one.
You start from scratch basically. So would you say avoid one that's been like, let's say, bridge or street ported?
As your first one, probably yeah. Street port depends on the car itself. It's a nice FD with some tasty bits. Go for it, you know.
In the likes of an RX8 then?
Keep it simple. Keep it fairly original. There's not much you can get out of them as is. Obviously with like the hybrid setups and the REW swaps we do, probably the best way to get more power, and that's using the housings from an earlier generation with the RX8 bits and bobs.
Very cool. And this then is one of those hybrid setups,
Yes,
correct?
it is.
Okay.
Nothing to see in the surface, but the housings have been swapped out for RX7 FD housings, which we machined for the to allow for the inner and outer water seals, and that just gives us a peripheral exhaust, so we should be able to get a bit more power out of it. It's the third engine we've built, so yeah, we're just going to see how much power we can grab from a naturally aspirated hybrid.
And what do they kind of run standard?
Stock, I'd say if you're anywhere around the 200 horsepower mark, you're doing well.
Okay.
Obviously with the hybrids, you know, it does allow room to grow for the exhausts, for turbos, and then it really comes down to fueling and turbos. The sky's the limit really. Balanced, machined engine blocks, it's easy enough to do now. That's not within the realm of impossible. So that coupled with, you know, a nice turbo, you're probably getting 4 or 5 handy enough on a nice one. The RX7s are making that easy.
Just jumping back to something you just said there, the standard engine that came in the RX8, they can't really be turbocharged?
The multi-side ports, so the exhaust ports on them, don't allow enough flow.
Yeah.
The apex seals themselves are smaller, and you can buy kits for them, but for the price of the kit, net gain is very little.
You're better off going with one of these hybrid setups
A
that you
hybrid
guys
setup
are developing.
or a full REW conversion, which is where you're going to make the big power.
Yeah, very cool. You've brought something over to me.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about the multi-side port. So basically that plate we looked at earlier with the porting in it,
Yeah.
that is where your exhaust is going out on that face on the RX8. But on the RX7, it comes straight out of the housing. So as the apex seal comes around and the rotor sweeps, it forces that air, that exhaust out that way.
Directly out rather than out like at an angle or from the side.
Up and out and around a corner basically. So this way it's fully direct.
Okay.
So
Exhaust gas travels at the speed of sound, so the quicker you can get that out, the more power you're going to make.
I actually never thought of it from that point of view of the travels at the speed of sound. So yeah, thank you to both of you for showing me around. James, thank you.
thank you, sir.
And thank you very much also, Anto. And definitely check out Shadow Rotary. If you are looking to get an RX8, I'm sure you'd be happy to answer some questions if someone messaged you.
And you can get an email or a message on Facebook or Instagram, and more than happy to accommodate anyone.
So if you are looking or considering getting an RX8 or an RX7 or anything in the Rotary lineup, obviously we love to see people kind of get something that's weird and different in the best way. And definitely drop Shadow Rotary a message. I'm sure they'll be happy to help out. And also if you really don't want to buy an RX7, show your wife or your girlfriend his content here.
They're awesome.
James, thank you very much. Anto, thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. James is pointing out that he's delighted that I got all 5 wheels into the back of the S6. I think they're HJ 17-inch Audi C5 S6, so like the follow-on generation. This is your madness now.
Yes.
My other camera ran out of battery, so this, in comparison to the other RX7 that we heard inside, which was a 2-rotor with a bridge port.
Bridgeport, so that's that overlapping we were talking about.
This is a street port.
This is a street ported 20B.
Okay.
So it's a different tone from the exhaust.
Okay.
So it's not as manic, but it's still, there's quite a torquey sound. Like.
Yeah.
I think it's like a 1J.
It is kind of like a 1J.
Yeah.
Oh, funny, you have one of those too?
Oh yes.
Oh, well, actually, no.
They're awesome.
Don't you have 3 of them?
What?
The owner of this has 3 of them, yeah?
Yes, the owner of this has 3 of them.
Nice. It's a different owner to the owner of this.
I didn't say that.
You broke it.
I broke the throttle thing off.
You broke your own car.
I did.
It's a good thing you're at a place where you can get that fixed.
It's quite handy, yes, actually, yes.
You just
Help!
you just never move the car. You just leave it here all day. This is very cool, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for showing me around all of your mad machinery.
Not at all.
We'll be back
Thank you for
again
coming.
another day for like 1JZ related stuff. So your Mark II,
Yes.
this.
Yes.
And you must visit us down in Munster at some stage.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Will it make it?
No comment.
And just like that, Anto comes to the rescue.
I was revving it and the throttle cable popped out of the hook, literally popped out. I have it back on.